Hello YouTube family, welcome to my channel, and my name is Daud Chanda. So if this is your first time to visit my channel, I'm asking you please subscribe so that you may get notifications or notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much and God bless you. So June is a month for International Albinism Awareness, and the video you're about to watch is about awareness. So I would also want to learn from you or to hear from you. So you can leave your comments in the chat box so that I may get your views as well. Thank you so much once again for watching, and please remember to share the video.
Some are born to teach, some are born to fight, some must learn to rise, and we were born to shine.
The International Albinism Awareness Day is an opportunity to raise awareness of the human rights of persons with albinism. The member states of the United Nations are encouraged to continue their efforts to protect and preserve the rights to life and to security of persons with albinism, as well as their rights not to be subject to torture and ill treatment, and to ensure access to adequate health care, employment, education, and justice for persons with albinism. Albinism is a rare, non-contagious, genetically inherited difference present at birth. In most all types of albinism, both parents must carry the gene for it to be passed on, even if they do not have albinism themselves. The condition is found in both sexes regardless of ethnicity and in all countries of the world. Albinism results in a lack of pigmentation, melanin in the hair, skin, and eyes, causing vulnerability to the sun and bright light. As a result, most all people with albinism are visually impaired and are prone to developing skin cancer. There is no cure for the absence of melanin that is central to albinism.
So first of all, I want to remind every one of us that albinism is an inherited condition, and it comes as a result of lack of pigmentation called melanin in our skin. So move on our health and safety tips. Number one is sunscreen. So in order to stay healthy and protect our skin, we need to have to use sunscreen. Sunscreen is in different types. Like this one is a medicated SPF 50, and there are others, they are like 30, others 25, and so on and so forth, because sometimes sunscreen differs according to the kind or type of the skin. There are common things like this sunscreen can be used by 2 people or 1 person, in the sense that one can apply this sunscreen, they will accept them like me, and someone else can use it but it cannot accept them. So it also sunscreen depends with the type of the skin. So how to use the sunscreen, any sunscreen that you have, is after, maybe for example, you are from taking a shower and then you need to dry yourself. After drying yourself, you need to apply this. Just apply like any other lotion, just to your or the entire body. And then, but you have to bear in mind that this cream is only for external use. So just to, you have to bear that in mind. And then also you need to wait for at least 10 to 15 minutes before you start walking into the sun, meaning that before you start going wherever you want to go, you need to wait for at least 10 to 15 minutes. So the other thing is you need to have an umbrella. As a person with albinism, you need also to be working with an umbrella. Okay, so like here I have this umbrella. So this umbrella will really help you, which will protect you from the sun. So you are going to have protection. And then also, after having an umbrella, you can have a hat. You need to have a hat that round, the round one, so that your ears, the chins, and just your face, let me just say, this all part, your neck is covered. So if you don't have that hat, you can also use the cap, like this one here. But as you can see, this cap is does not cover this part. You see, this part is outside, so the sun is able to reach direct here, and I may be able to develop skin cancer. So if you have the cap like that one, you need to move with an umbrella so that your face is covered. And then thirdly, you need to have sunglasses. You know, there are others who does not wear lenses like this one. These are lenses. So if you don't wear lenses, please find sunglasses like those that are brown or light black, not very dark, because if you are going to use those that are very dark, it will contribute to your sight. Remember, persons with albinism are visually impaired, so even the type of sunglasses should be put on due consideration. The other thing is you need to be conscious of the things that are happening around you. Okay, whenever you go somewhere, make sure you look after yourself. You see the actions of people. Okay, so don't ever trust anybody like that much. You can trust people, but don't trust people that much. So like to the guardians, the parents, those who have children with albinism, please, whenever they are going to play, you know, sometimes it's difficult to control them when they have mixed with their friends. They can't know the impact of the sun. Okay, because whenever they go to play, they can play in the sun. At the end of the day, they can develop skin cancer, which is bad. So as a parent or as a guardian, you need to make sure that as the children go to play, they are dressed, they are well dressed in protective clothes. So there are a lot of myths and beliefs surrounding persons with albinism, and these have made our lives very difficult, and they have put our lives also in danger, and most of the time we live in fear. And also these myths and beliefs contribute to the things we experience on daily basis, such as stigmatization, discrimination, and violence to human rights. So among these myths and beliefs are that albinism is contagious. I want to make it clear to the general public that albinism is not contagious. Instead, it is a genetic condition. The problem is some people don't understand genetics. That's why most of them think it is contagious. But it is not, and it will never be. Others say albinism cures HIV and AIDS, or can cure HIV and AIDS. That's a lie. Persons with albinism are normal human beings, just like any other human beings created by God. So there is no way we can cure HIV and AIDS. And because of this, we are having a lot of cases of women and girls being raped by most of the people who believe in these myths. And also, this is contributing to the spread of HIV and AIDS. So please people, albinism cannot cure HIV and AIDS. That is the facts. Others say albinism is a curse, or it brings bad luck into the family. I want to tell you that albinism, it's a gift from God. Children with albinism are gifts from God, just like any other child born in a family, another child that brings joy into the family. And because of this, we are having families getting divorced because they have a child with albinism. So I want to encourage everyone out there that albinism is not a curse, and it will never be. We are normal like any other person. And mostly this is spread by witch doctors who pay huge amounts asking for body parts for albinism or for persons with albinism. So we are urging members of the public that albinism or persons with albinism are normal human beings, just like any other person. Others say persons with albinism are ghosts, they don't die. That is a lie. Also, people with albinism, they answer to the call of the Lord, meaning they also die, just like any other person. I've attended a lot of funerals, a lot of burials for persons with albinism, and I'm sure most of you have done so. And I want you to put it clear that we are not ghosts, but we are normal human beings, and we must be treated like any other human being would love to be treated here on earth.
Chamene chifunikila nikunivomela mwamene nilili chifukwa. I can do what you can do. What you can do. I can do what you can do. What you can do. Whatever you can do, I can do also. I said I can do what you can do. What you can do. Nikala chabe, nitupi chabe, imwe na ine. Sazondane, abantu mwe. took my heart.
It was very difficult for me to accept myself for who I was because of what I went through and being so different from all of my peers. I remember a time where being truly depressed, having this heartache. Just imagine it. Every day of your life having a heartbreak all the time, having your heart broken. Just imagine how you felt when that one favorite relative died or your boyfriend or girlfriend left you. Well, I had that feeling daily, and it caused me to have some very sinister thoughts.
They throw me competition, but they don't weigh up.
After coming to grips with who I am and making more music, I realized I wanted to spread this message to influence people who had the same feelings I had along those lines. And I wanted to get all albinos to accept themselves and realize their true talents at hand. Now I'm able to express myself through music and be more influential. I am able to make my dreams come true and bring others their own dreams. I have been working on spreading this message and assisting all children and adults with albinism to accept themselves as well, so that we can all live together as one, so that one of us would not be looked at as less than one another, that we can all live equally. I will continue to fight bullying for as long as it exists, until it dies down and completely evaporates. Then I'll stop. But until then, I will keep at it, sword in hand. What doesn't break you makes you. No matter what you go through, no matter how hard it may seem, you are special, and do not let them break you down. This is just one small phase, and you will make it through it.
When you think about it, if you close your eyes and listen to me, would you know that I'm a person with albinism? Is there anything in my voice that says I'm a person with albinism? So in every way, I am like everyone else. If I am a young girl or a young boy, I think I have the same hopes, the same aspirations as every other child, as every other woman, as every other man. I would like a society in which I am accepted, I am allowed to grow and fulfill my desires and my dreams, because we all have dreams. People judge you as this child with albinism, and basically there is nothing that they can see or value in you. As an adult, I'm able now to do things, to produce things with my mind, and people begin, I think, to respect that. We are human, that we are in every way like you, that we are entitled to the same dignity as you, that we feel the same cold and the same pain and the same heat that you do, only that we don't have pigmentation. If society could begin to see people with albinism as people, as children, as women, then perhaps life would be different. To recognize that they have the same feelings, the same aspirations, the same desires as everybody else.
What about bending that elbow up? Pulling it up? You're doing really, really well. It's all good, Heath. My name is Shari Parker. I do a lot of different things. I'm a mother and a wife. I'm a doctor, a rehabilitation physician, a teacher, and I'm also involved a lot with advocacy around albinism, both in Australia and around the world. I think my hopes and dreams for people with albinism around the world is that they will be accepted by people around them for who they are, not because they've got a condition or out of pity, but that they're accepted for who they are by people around them. And hand in hand with that is that self-acceptance.
Yeah, so my dream is to see the society accept persons with albinism like the way they are, regardless of the condition. Because if you take someone from Asia, you take someone from Africa or from Europe, you put them together, you still call them human beings. And so are the persons living with albinism. So we are one. We have feelings. The same way you have feelings, we also have feelings. We can cry. The color of the blood is same, it's red. So we want the society to accept persons with albinism just the way they are. We are tired of hearing about the killings. We are tired of being attacked. We are tired of having stigmatized. We are tired of discrimination. We just want the community to be a safe place for everyone. You have the role you can play. You have the role you can play. I have the role I can play. So together we can make the society a better place to live, because every one of us needs to enjoy life and enjoy it to the fullest. So you have the role to play and I have mine. Together we can change lives.
We're always overcoming two things. One was my physical difference in appearance, which created stigma and sort of socialization at times from other students, and also the vision impairment. And so when you have albinism, you have a significant visual impairment. I'm classified by Western standards as legally blind, which means I have 2200 vision, which is roughly 90% less vision than a fully sighted person. The problem with albinism is that no one recognizes your level of visual impairment. You're not using typically a cane or a white or a guide dog, and you may walk around and conduct yourself as though you're quite sighted, but in fact a lot of things you can't see. My entire education, I could never see anything written on a blackboard, nothing ever, even if I sat in the front row. So from kindergarten all the way through on to my master's degree, I had to listen carefully, and I had to try and take notes from what I could hear, because I could never see what was written on the blackboard. And that one will be enough consensus. There'll be a debate about the merits of the motion. My biggest motivator in advocating for the rights of people with albinism around the world is my own journey. Back in 2008, when I heard about my brothers and sisters with albinism being murdered in Tanzania, I thought to myself, I have to do something. I had never been to Africa in my life before, born and raised in Canada. I didn't even know where Tanzania was, but I heard a BBC report that people with albinism were being murdered for their body parts. And I thought to myself, if I lived in Canada and I had to go to bed every night, being afraid I wouldn't wake up in the morning. I didn't know the language, didn't know the culture, but genetically these people were my brothers and sisters. We have the same DNA, because albinism is a universal metaphor of unity of humanity. You take someone who's Chinese, somebody who's African, somebody who's Caucasian from Canada, and you put them beside each other and they all have albinism. How do they look? Well, they all look the same.
Growing up with albinism in Nigeria was a painful paradox. On the one hand, I received love and care at home from my family. On the other hand, I was living in a society that was generally hostile to people with albinism. I was very aware that I was different from a young age and that the difference was not a good thing in the society. So my childhood memories are a mixed bag of the pain that society can cause when they don't understand a condition, but also the power a family can have when they choose to love a child unconditionally. I took the job as independent expert on albinism because I felt that I could make a difference. I felt that I could serve other people with albinism, that I had acquired enough skills and enough life experiences to understand with compassion. Every day I stand up for people with albinism, doing the most basic things such as writing Twitter messages or Facebook messages, raising awareness, to the most complex things, including doing research or moving partners to get involved, or trying to solve problems or respond to reports of attacks. Since I took up the mandate at the UN Human Rights Council, there has been some positive things. On one hand, awareness has really exponentially increased on this issue. And more recently, I would say since the mandate got involved, the visibility of the issue has really increased. More specifically though, from official country visits, there has been some really remarkable changes. For example, in Malawi, they have passed laws to reinforce the protection for people with albinism. For example, they have passed laws that protect against trafficking in body parts, and not just trafficking in humans and organs, which is usually the laws that you have. So they have tried to fill in that gap. They have also tried to launch some programs in awareness raising involving the police. There has also been partnerships, because I see myself as a mandate of implementation and of building partnerships for the cause. There has been a series of partnerships, many of them too long to mention here, that has come out of a lot of negotiations through this mandate. So I am very optimistic that this is only the beginning of many good things to come. If I had a magic wand and I could change anything, I would put in people's minds the equal dignity and equal rights of every other person, so that treatment can be equal and fundamental rights of people can be respected. I would like to invite everybody to stand up for someone's rights today.
Hey, they were created in the image of God. And who are you to separate them? Bible says He made man in His image, but it didn't say black or white. Look at me, you see black. I look at you, I see white. Now is the time to kick that away. Draw, never separate the people here. Hey man, never try to separate the people. Oh, yeah. Somewhere from America,
We were from South Africa.
somewhere from Japan,
We were from China.
somewhere from Australia,
We were from the UK.
somewhere from Zimbabwe,
We were from Ghana.
somewhere from Jamaica,
We were from Russia.
somewhere from
We were from
different colors.
one people, different colors. One people, different colors. Nice people, different colors. One people, different colors. One people, different colors. Nice people.
Wow. So you've heard them all for yourself, and we want to tell the general public that we are going to continue educating the community about albinism until we make it a better place for all humanity. We want also to invite you all to stand up for someone's rights. And I want also to take this opportunity to ask all the governments across the globe, as well as lawmakers, to please come up with some laws and regulations that will help in protecting lives of persons with albinism. And I want also to say thank you to the governments that have already started doing so, and also thank you to other members of the public who have started accepting persons with albinism the way they are. We are special as you are, and please may you accept us just like the way we are. You and I were both created in God's image. If you read in the book of Genesis 1 verse 27, it will tell you and when you read that portion, it won't specify to you what color or what kind of a person God created, but it said, let us create man in our own image. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your time. Please remember to share this video as much as you can. And I'm also asking you to follow me on my social media platforms, such as YouTube. You can look for Daud Chanda. On Facebook, you can look for Daud PM Chanda. On Twitter, it's at Daud Chanda. And then on Instagram, you can look for Daud6555. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that whenever I upload any video, you get notified. Thank you so much once again, and may the good Lord bless you all.